Hello everyone, welcome. I am trying something a little bit different tonight, so bear with me. It's the first time I've tried doing any of this. I'm playing with some new toys and all good. Some things are working. We are going to be, I've got my comments turned on, I've got everything happening, so bear with me. This is very new, I've been practicing, so I'm hoping that it's all going to work out, and I've got to remember now to look at the camera and not at myself. So welcome if you're coming in. I have got about a 20 to 25 second delay, so I won't be able to see comments, and I can't see who's popping in because I'm not actually using my Facebook Live to do this. So welcome if you are watching me live, welcome if you are watching the replay, and welcome if you are watching the replay over on YouTube. So tonight I thought we'd do a little bit of colouring with our gorgeous new designer series paper that has come up with our celebration. Hi, I can see people are watching. So this is our Springtime Foil Specialty Designer Series paper, and it is a free item that you can get with a $90 purchase if you're in Australia, and we're going to be using them with the gorgeous Stampin blends, and I'm going to be using 6 colours, so 3 colour combos. You can purchase these in singles for $7.75. You can purchase them in a combo, so a light and a dark, for $15.50. Or you can go the whole hog and get the whole collection for $209.25. Now, if you do happen to get the whole collection, that will entitle you to 2 celebration items, and also 2 celebration items of a level 1 or 1 of a level 2, because we have fantastic items up for celebration, and it's the first time that we've had a couple of different levels, so that's really exciting. I'm just going to pop back to me and see how we go. Hello everyone. Now I'm discovering as I'm playing with my new little toy here that I can see people coming in and saying hello, but unfortunately I can't actually see who is saying hello to me, so that's one little bit of a disadvantage, I think, and I've just got to pop this down a little bit too. So that's one disadvantage, is that I can't see exactly who's in, and I haven't got a third device set up to watch as I'm doing this as well, so it might be a little thing that I have to play with. So let us swivel around and have a look at the paper and have a look at our colouring that we're going to do. Oh, that was nice and quick and easy. So you can see the piece that I've got, and I'm just using a little offcut here. You can, oh, I've got to find my camera. Again, you can see this one has got gorgeous flowers on it. Oh, I think that is showing me upside down, is it? I'm not sure whether I'm upside down. Let me just see if I can swing my camera around the other way, and that might, sorry guys, knew it wouldn't all go as smooth as what I would like it to. So I think that is better, don't you? Now we're not upside down. Okay, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit and reposition myself. It's all trial and error when you play with new things, isn't it? So the gorgeous, oh, now I can't, there we go. This is going to be certainly trial and error. I'm going to have to work out where I need to have my stand. So this is the gorgeous one. It's actually got rose gold in it. Rose gold and, oops, I'm struggling badly here. Rose gold and yellow gold in this one, and we've also got a couple of other different, there's rose gold dots and silver stripes, and there's also leaves, which are really gorgeous as well. Okay, so I'm just going to try and work out how to get in there. Okay. Woo! It's gone too quick. Now I'm not going to be able to get back out. So, anyway, okay, there we go. I'm way out of whack here. Let me try and pull back a little bit. Oh, my goodness. It's all trial and error. Okay, so I'm going to start with my green and my old olive light and my old olive dark. I'm actually going to try and... This is getting ridiculous. Oh my goodness! Sorry you guys, I'm probably making you feel very ill. This is not working the way I wanted it to. Now I'm too far out. Goodness me. I might have to go slow. I'm trying it with the camera instead of the dashboard. Okay. So, oh my goodness. I'm not going to colour in everything because you'll find it tricky, and that glare is really not working too well either. Okay. Because it's glossy cardstock, it's quite tricky to see. Oh my. Okay, so I'm going to use, this has got, oh crikeys. I don't know that this is such a good idea, this new thing. It's got a brush tip and it's also got a bullet tip on it. Oh. Okay, so it's got a brush tip and a bullet tip. And it also has a fine line to tell you that it is a bullet tip, or a dark line, a heavier line, to see that it is a brush tip. So, oh my goodness, this isn't working for me. Alright, is that a bit better? I think that's a bit better. Okay, so I'm going to first lay down my colour. I'm going to go right over here. So when you colour in with these, it is really quite fluid, is probably the best way to describe it. It just sort of glides on, and it's almost like you just need to paint it on. You don't actually need to work it as you would with the other cardstock. Oh. Let's try. Okay, because my camera's on the other side of my phone at the moment, it's I've had to put my camera in a different angle than what I'm used to. Okay, so the next colour is obviously the dark one, and I'm just going to sort of flick it up, and I don't want to go all the way either, so just flick, flick. So you can say hello, I can see your comments, I just can't see who's commenting. So, and then the next colour, so I'm going to go back to my light again. So you can see that is going on there. Now because it's glossy, it tends to be very forgiving if you happen to let it dry a little bit. So I'm just going to sort of flick between those two colours there with the light. You can go right to the end, or if you want that sort of watercolour appearance, you just sort of go backwards and forwards a little bit, and you can actually drag that darker green back as well. So let me find my camera shot. So you see how it sort of gives you that pooling colour. So alright, I'm not going to do it all because I'll be here forever if I don't do that. Now for my next colours, I'm actually going to use the Daffodil Delight, light and dark, and also the Calypso Coral, light and dark as well. So I'm going to start, and I'm not going to do the whole lot of this either because it'll probably bore you to tears. So just with the light, I covered, I think I can't remember whether I did the whole petal at once, or whether I, like the whole flower, or whether I did it in little bits and pieces. I think probably, knowing me, I would have done them in bits and pieces. So we're going to lay down the first colour of Daffodil Delight. And then the second colour, we're just going to do it as we did, oh gosh, chose a tricky petal to do. So we're just going to do that we did before. So just sort of flick it out. And then I'm going to come in with my light Calypso Coral. And I'll just bring that up so that you can see what is going on there. So we've got that. And then the same motion, just going to flick the light up, not so far. Okay, so now I'm left with that look. And then finally, I'm going to come in with my dark, and this one, my darker ones are quite a bit more wet than what the lighter ones are, probably because they don't get used as often. But then I'm going to end up with that. So I've got my 4 colours going on. Then I came back in with my dark Daffodil Delight, and I just sort of blended from the base all the way in. So I went over all 3 of them. And this one as well. And then I find that I get a little bit of colour on it, so I just scribble that off onto scrap paper until it runs clear. Then I grab my Daffodil Delight in light again, and then just bring that colour from the tip back in, and you can sort of see that that gets pushed down. And this one as well. So this app is a great app, but I'm finding it tricky because I've only got a few comments, so I don't know whether there's a lot of you commenting or whether you're all just sitting there watching quietly, but that's okay. So that is what you end up with when you blend them together, and you'll notice that there's like pooling going on in there. This thing wants to focus differently all the time, so you'll notice that there's pooling inside, and it sort of gives a really nice look to it. So the finished piece of card that I did, which is probably, if you follow my Facebook page, you would have seen, oh, and it dries really quickly too, okay? Dries really quickly. So this is the piece that I finished the other day, and if you follow me on my Facebook page, if you're watching this live, then you possibly do follow my Facebook page. This is the piece that I coloured in the other day, which has turned out really pretty. I was really happy with the way that coloured in. So there is another way to colour them in, and that is to not blend them, but sort of have a little bit more of an Art Deco look going on. So in this piece, instead of blending my colours, I have just coloured the segments of the leaves, and I also did it on my flowers. It's quite, I did the pink pirouette, so there's not a whole lot of contrast between the 2 pinks, but it's really pretty and subtle. So that come out really pretty as well. But I'm going to turn this piece here into a card, and I have a few of my pieces here. So let me just try and work out in which situation, where I'm going to position everything so that you guys can see, because it's quite different. I'm not 100% sure what's, but anyway, we're getting there. So maybe if I can get that out of the way, and maybe I'll get that out of the way to start with, just so we've got a little bit of space. I might be able to see if I can zoom back a little bit more. It seems to, this zoom seems to have a little life on its own. It wants to take off on me and make you feel like you're watching I'm a Celebrity. They're all spinning around today. Right, so the pieces that I am using is Old Olive cardstock, and then I'm going to pop this on a bit of an angle, and I have cut out a beautiful gold foil just to highlight some of the yellow gold that's actually in the designer series paper as well. So this one is cut out of the layering circles, and I have a vellum, because we're all about vellum layering at the moment, a vellum stitched circle shape, which is just going to lie directly over the top of that. The Celebrate, which is also out of the gold, yellow gold, is from one of the other celebration items, which is the Celebrate You Thinlets, which is a level 2 set, and it has a matching stamp set with it as well. But this is really pretty. I've only just got this one, so we had to play with it. Amazing Celebrate You. Might help if I put it in the screen. Amazing Celebrate and You. So that's a good one to have. This one will actually be continuing over to the annual catalogue in June. So if you happen to miss out on this one like this time, then don't fear, because you will be up, but you'll have to purchase it. It won't be a free item, it will be on the purchase. Okay, so let's get some of this stuck together, and I think I'll just go for it. Now the other thing I'm doing is I'm using the Fast Fuse, and you may have, actually I should have popped that up, shouldn't I? Anyway, never mind. Oops. The Fast Fuse is going to be a retiring item. I'll let you in that little secret now. Fast Fuse is going to be retiring in the next catalogue, but it is also, if it happens to run out of stock in the meantime, then it's not going to be replaced. Okay, they're not going to be ordering anymore. So if you love your fast views, I would jump on and order some of this now so that you don't miss out when it becomes a retired item. So hi, for those who are coming in, I'm playing with a new system here. So I can see comments, but unfortunately I can't see who is commenting. So I'm just going to line up my little vellum circle over the top. And what I want to do also is to grab some of my gold thread. And I'm just going to grab a really big long length of it. So really long. Whoops. I'm getting to the end and it's starting to curl up on me big time. Now I like to, this seems to have a life of its own. It'll probably curl up on its own. But what I like to do is, or maybe I should get myself soldered first. No, we'll be right. Is you can do it between your two fingers. If you want a wider span, which I'm going to want because I'm using a fairly big piece here, is to go backwards in like a figure 8. So just weave that through without hopefully getting it in a bit of a mess. So just in a figure 8 between those fingers until I run out, and then I pinch them and I'm left with that going on. So that sort of got twisted up together, which is fine. So I'm going to turn this over, make sure that I've got enough to stick out between the back. So I'll just turn that over, put a bit of adhesive down, and I want it to go this way because I need to cover that with my sentiment. So I need to go that way, make sure I find that. And then it's just a matter of pulling those loops out and sort of making them a little bit wider than what they were. Do it from that side as well. So you probably do it between wider fingers if you want a bit more showing, but I just want a subtle amount to be showing there. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is, shall I try and adhere that up is the next question. Am I going to be able to manage to do a double one? Probably not the best idea. So let's just adhere that straight down. Otherwise I'm going to end up with a really wonky celebrate. So let's stick that as close to the edge and down the bottom as I can. And with this one I will be popping that up, so I will need some mini dimensionals. Little rogue ones. Yeah, these will do. Now, they are tiny little areas. I have to keep coming back in. I have to keep checking my screen. They are tiny, tiny. So I'm using my old scissors here and I'm just going to actually cut them in half and pop them down. And probably another one. Tricky little things. I need to be wearing my glasses, but I'm not. I'll try this bigger one. It'll go on the T up there. So we can adhere that down now. Oops, come off. Trying to be tricky and having all these little bits and pieces. There we go, stay on there. So, pull them off. So I will have to come back and see who's watching with me live after I finish. Now, I want to get this straight, so I'm going to show you. You should see how far I am sitting away from where I normally sit to craft. It's crazy. I should have actually, when I did my practicing, instead of just practicing, you know, with nothing, I should have actually practiced with a card, I think, instead of just going, ooh. So we'll get there. It's all practice makes perfect, doesn't it? Okay, so I've got my celebrate going on. Now I'm also going to use, because can you believe we've had these and I haven't even used any yet, I'm going to get some of the Tutti Frutti adhesive sequins, which are these ones here, and they've already got adhesive on them, which is awesome. So you'll get Berry Burst, Lemon Lime Twist, Pool Party, Pumpkin Pie, which is these ones, and Yellow. So we're going to pop some of these on. Piercing tool, I should have dug that out. I tend to not use that sort of stuff, which I should. Okay, I'm going to pop one down here. So these are awesome. Look how easy that is. You're not losing them, but I'm going to put it in the sandbox. We need more of these, but we want them in different sizes. Okay, so that is my card finished. I think my Celebrate's on straight. It's hard to tell when you've got a wonky background. So that has turned out to be a really lovely, vibrant card. And I have another one here using a different piece of the Designer Series paper. Whoops. And this one here I have braided. Do you know what? I've just realised. I stuck my... you know what? I made this card yesterday with the intention of having the dark at the top, and I have only just realised now that I stuck my braid piece of card on upside down. Not that you would know, but I know, and I've only just realised, so that's a bit of a dork on my behalf, isn't it? So, but with this one I've just used the sparkly silver and some little vellum leaves from the Eclectic, I think that's what it's called. Oh, I've put it away now. Amazing that I've actually put something away. The Eclectic Layers die, and a couple of those little beautiful sparkly iridescent sequins, and of course I've got my very fine thread going on as well. So they are 2 cards from using the Springtime, I'll bring this back, we're using the Springtime Springtime Foil Specialty Design Series paper. Look, I can read it while it's sitting on my screen, isn't that great? And a couple of samples that were done with the Stampin' Up in the catalogue, and they are gorgeous as well. So, and to finish off, I've just got a couple more things to remind you of, because I always forget to remind these of, but during celebration time, it's also fantastic rewards for when you join as a demonstrator. So the standard starter kit, you will choose $235 worth of products for just $169, which is awesome value. But during celebration, you also get to choose 2 additional stamp sets for free. So, which could be, depending on which stamp sets you choose, could be an extra $174 worth of value. So that is fantastic. Bundles you can't choose, and other celebration items you can't choose either. So they have to be a stamp set. But it is fantastic. So if you would like to get in touch with me to join my team, I would love to hear from you. We have an awesome group of ladies in our group. And the last thing before I go is going to be my code for the month. So if you're placing an order of at least $50, of course you'll be wanting to spend, you know, $90 or $180 to get these gorgeous celebration items. Use the code. It is on my blog as well, and I think I have it on my Facebook page somewhere. Use the code and I'll send you a little thank you gift for ordering with me. So I'm going to flip back to me now and pop up all my little bits and pieces on the screen again and say thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to have to go back and see actually who watched and comment on there, because it's a little bit different. I'm going to have to play with this app a little bit more and find out how I can get names so I can see who's come in, because I've got no idea. So thank you very much for joining me, and we will see you again next Thursday night. And I think I've been having a play with blendabilities a fair bit lately, so we might do a little bit of colouring with them. Not blendabilities, they're the old ones, the blends. So we might have a little bit of a play with them as well. Thanks very much, and we will see you next week.